Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Super Bowl 55 opening night press conference with Lavonte David. We will start with questions. We're going to begin with Khalil Cage from CBS Sports. Okay, Khalil, I think you're having some audio issues, so we will continue with Fox Sports. Fox Sports, you're unmuted and able to ask a question. We'll go to Sam McCown.
Hey, Lavonte, this is Sam McEwen from the Omaha World Herald. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. It's been cool to follow your career. I covered you when you were at Nebraska, and I'm just curious if you could reflect for a minute, just on just where your career has taken you, from Miami to a small junior college in Kansas to Nebraska, then to Tampa, and now to the Super Bowl. What has that journey been like for you? And as you reflected maybe last week between the game week and between winning the NFC Championship, what did you reflect on in terms of your journey?
It's just been, it's been a long journey, a long road, as you know, all the ups and downs that I've been through, after leaving high school and going to Kansas, where I have no idea where I was at in a rural community in Fort Scott, and leaning towards football, leaning towards faith, just having faith in what I want to do and what I like to do, and then making it out of there. And then kind of, actually fall in love with the Midwest, being away and just being able to focus on what I have to focus on, and then going to Nebraska and having a pretty successful 2 years there. And then coming to the league, man, having my dreams come true, being a chance to come back to Florida, after being away for 4 years, being in the Midwest for 4 years, and then coming back to Florida, my home state, and to be able to play for a football team not far from home, and being able to play in front of family, and then being able to live out my dream. 8 years in this organization. As you all know, been rough. Had some hard times, had some good times, but all that paid off, man. We in this position right now today, and we're just trying to just seize this moment. Me especially, just looking back and doing what all things I had to do to get here, and just being able to be in this moment right now and just taking it all in.
Next, we'll go with Ben Standing.
Hey, Lavonte. You guys have obviously faced some really good offenses and quarterbacks. Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers. You're about to get Pat Mahomes. The playoff journey, though, started for you guys against Washington with a guy nobody kind of knew in Taylor Heineke. And I'm just wondering, from that game, what, if anything, from that game do you think kind of maybe helped get you guys going in the direction? Obviously, a very good team already, but just was there anything from that game that kind of, the first taste of this year's postseason kind of helped you guys kind of get where you are?
Yeah, we made a lot of mistakes that first game. A lot of mistakes that fortunately for us they didn't capitalize off of, and not being able to, just stay focused for a whole 4 quarters, man. And after we, got back, we kind of watched the film, and everybody had to settle down and get back into it. Get back to what we here for. And we knew like we can't beat, it can't be a lot of teams in this league like that. Especially in the playoffs. We got by that first round, but we knew we had uphill battle to climb going to the Saints. And then after beating the Saints, going to Green Bay, just had to settle in, man, focus on our jobs. Once everybody just calmed down, got the jitters out, playing our first playoff game. A lot of guys' first playoff games, we just able to settle down and get the jitters out, man, and focus on what we need to focus on. And if we don't beat ourselves, we feel like nobody can beat us. And so far, we've been doing that, and we just been, just focusing on what we can do, making plays out on the field, and having fun.
And as a different type of topic, you mentioned you spent your whole career with Tampa, and obviously it's been a lot of ups and downs. Right now, it's obviously on a good uptick, and obviously you guys will do the best you can on Sunday. Does any of this journey possibly shape how you view the future? Can you even imagine a world in which you're not playing for this team, or does what happens on Sunday potentially change anything for you?
I mean, I'm just living in the moment right now. I let all that other stuff take care of itself. But just being here, going through what a lot of guys went through the first 8 years, and then being in this moment right now, I'm just trying to see this moment, see this opportunity, man. And whatever happens in the future happens. But I'm here now, and that's what I'm just trying to focus on. I'm here now, and trying to help my team win the Super Bowl, and just trying to be a leader. As long as I'm in this organization, I'm put my best foot forward. And then I'd love to be back, but how everything's depends on how everything turns out. You never know. But like I said, I'm just focused on this moment right now. It's an unreal moment. It took forever to get here, so I'm just trying to take it all in and wait for Sunday to get here so I go out there and show out and perform.
Thank you.
Blair from the BBC.
Hi, Lavonte. So you've touched on this a little bit already of having been with the Buccaneers your entire career and being the longest tenured player on the team. How have you seen the team change this year, both in the past couple of years with Bruce Arians coming in and really changing the coaching staff, making it much more diverse, but also with Tom Brady and big names like him coming in?
Yeah, it's a big change. Obviously, from when I first got here, to now, it's completely different as far as who you see every day on a day-to-day basis. People from upstairs to coaching staff to players. There's only like a handful of guys, maybe 2-3 guys that I can know off the bat that been here since I stepped foot in this organization. But it was a big change. As far as coaching staff, there's a lot of guys who played this game, and a lot of guys who relate to guys who actually out there on the field. And then just bringing in the superstars that we already got, adding more guys to that, obviously bringing in Tom Brady, and then bringing in Gronk. People want to be a part of those type of guys, be in the locker room with those type of guys, because they bring a winning atmosphere. And as they brought that here, obviously. In the past whatever years we weren't getting done, and then you bring a couple of key pieces here and there that could help turn this program around. And guys able to do that. Everybody just bought in what Coach BA was trying to do, offensively, and then we bought in what Coach Bowles was doing defensively, and they got us to this point, got us to this moment. So it's definitely a big change from when I first got here until now. It's a more open, more, more. It's a great feeling to be a part of.
Okay, we'll go with Chris with the Lincoln Journal-Star.
Hey, Lavonte, did you ever have a moment where you thought this might not happen, where you'd reach the point where you were able to play in a Super Bowl? Like you mentioned, going through some of the rough times with this organization. Was there ever a point where you wondered if this was going to happen for you?
I mean, every year I've been optimistic of this program because I knew the type of guys that we had, and I knew what a lot of guys was capable of. But for some reason, throughout the years, it wasn't happening. So it just wasn't happening. But It wasn't a point where I, I said one day I knew I was going to be able to play in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl. But this right here, bringing in the guys that we brought in, you just knew. And then the culture shift that happened with bringing in the coaching staff, and then bringing in certain guys to to play pivotal roles, and then we play with a lot of young guys who play like veterans, and that's one thing that I really love about those guys that we play with. And then the coaching staff just believing in us, understanding it's us out there as playing and having an open dialogue between players and coaches and things like that. So that's what I knew things was going on the up and up. And it's really some great thing to be a part of, man. And no doubt in my mind, I ain't think about, it wasn't a point where I said to myself, well, man, if I'm staying here, I don't think I'm playing the Super Bowl. I just knew at one point in time, if I'm still here, it was going to change. It was going to turn around. And right now it's the moment.
Next, we will go with Ben Bolin from the Boston Globe.
Hey, Lavonte, congrats on making the Super Bowl.
Thank you.
You're the quarterback of the defense. Wanted to talk to you about the quarterback of the offense, Tom Brady, a guy that's been around the game for more than 2 decades now. How smart is he? What's it like tapping into his brain? Has he been able to help you on the defensive side of the ball or anything like that this year?
Just hearing from guys on that side of the ball, I kind of stay away from the offensive side of the ball, man. I just focus on what's going on defensively. But from hearing from guys on the other side of the ball, man, they just love to be around him. Love to get his football knowledge. He's a guy that knows the game, and he knows he knows where he wants to go with the football, and he knows what to expect from the defense that he's playing. And from what I see, man, just great guys just gravitating to him, guys asking questions. He since the beginning, man, when we first got him, he reached out to guys, and they was able to get together and things like that, and be able to work on what they have to work on offensively. I would say probably a lot of people say a lot of the beginning of the year was rough for those guys, but it was just a time thing. Those guys just got a chance to get acquainted with each other more and more, and they've been clicking ever since. And that's definitely a testament to Tom. Just holding guys accountable, and everybody holding themselves accountable as well to be able to play at a high level on that side of the ball.
All right, thanks a lot.
Next, we'll go with Marla from the App and Beacon Journal.
Yeah, Lavonte, you mentioned you have some young guys who play like veterans. I assume maybe Winfield is one of those. Can you tell his dad was an NFL player? I mean, it sounds like he even talks to him, maybe after practice or whatever. Can you just see that bloodline and how it's playing out on the field again in another generation?
Yeah, you could definitely see it, especially coming from him. When he first walked in, when we was doing walkthroughs as we got together as a team, you could hear him in the background talking and communicating. And then me, being a vet, looking back and seeing like, dang, I got a young boy behind me talking like that. I mean, that's a great thing, to see. That gives me a lot of confidence because, a lot of times, young guys, they come in, they just try to absorb as much as they can. They don't really talk as much, but he came in and he made an impact right away. And you definitely could tell that, he got some football pedigree in his system, especially from his dad, that kind of give him that confidence. And I talked to him, he talked to his dad about stuff and watched the film with his dad. So that's a great thing too as well. It builds his confidence and have his teammates have confidence in him. So, and not just him, man, a lot of young guys, grew up, big time this year, man. And I'm very happy with their success. And as long as we have those guys around this program, definitely going to keep having that winning pedigree.
And I just want to ask you real quick, he's got 2 strip sacks. I mean, does that sort of blow your mind for a 5'9" kid?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. And one of them almost had, but for him, man, he's just a playmaker. He's just a playmaker. He always talking about when you going out the quarterback, first thing you want to do is try to get the ball out if it's a clean sack. So he definitely did his part on that. He's definitely been making plays for us, and we definitely feel very, very good with him out there on the field, especially from a young guy like him, man. He stepped in and played a big role for us.
Thank you so much. Congrats.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go with Carmen from Bucs.com.
Hi, Vontae. How are you?
Um,
Not much. So I want to take you a little bit back to, well, last season we talked about, the turnovers and how that's improved this year. And that's a big reason that you guys as a whole are playing a lot better. But I think going under the radar a little bit is how disciplined and focused you guys have turned around to be this year. And Bruce said something a little bit earlier that after that Chicago game where you guys lost, in large part due to shooting yourselves in the foot, that it was you that kind of rallied a bunch of guys, especially on the defense, and was like, we have to be more focused than this. We have to be more disciplined than this. And that was what it took. And now you guys are one of the least penalized teams in the league. Take me back to that moment and kind of why you stepped up and said something and what you saw after that.
I just felt the potential of this football team. We was in a good position. I know the type of players we had. We had a great football team, and I knew, personally from years past, I have been on good football teams, and penalties been Achilles' heel. And from that moment, after coming out of that football game, I don't remember how many penalties we had, but it just wasn't the type of caliber team that we was. So it was just definitely, basically, mind-boggling to me. So basically, just all I did was just get guys together. For us to turn everything around, man, we got to be more disciplined. We got to play smart football. And everything else take care of itself. We're a good football team. We're a disciplined football team. Everybody, know how we have talent, but the thing that's gonna get us over the hump is just stop eliminating the bonehead things. And guys obviously took that message. And I believe the next game after that we ain't had no penalties. So
that's right.
So definitely, that was a moment for me to step in for us to get where we had to go. That's basically one of the main things that we had to cut out, and it's been going good so far.
Was there something specific that you guys did in practice the next game or the next day or next couple of days or something like that you can recall?
Just made an emphasis on it. Just made a real emphasis on it. All guys just playing fast and then playing smart. As far as jumping off sides and basically mainly the post, the pre-snap is then playing hard, but playing smart as well. So it wasn't really nothing that we really focused on because you can't really get a good feel for it in practice. But when you just harp on it and make an emphasis on it, you put it in people's mind. And once we took care of that, everything else, calculated to wins.
Thanks, Tay.
Okay, next, we'll go with Dylan Jersperson with TV Sports.
Hi, Lavonte. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's an interesting route that you guys have taken, and the fact that you guys are the first team hosting a Super Bowl is unique. You yourself grew up in Florida. I just wanted to know what it's been like from your personal perspective preparing for this week.
Oh, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. It ain't been that much hectic. My family respect my privacy and my space, so it hasn't been hectic. But I definitely know I have a lot of support from people back home. And a lot of people, just want to be in Tampa just to be there to support me, for whatever happens, whatever goes on Sunday. They just want to be in the city to support me, and I'm definitely grateful for that. And me personally, man, I'm just enjoying this moment. I know how hard it is to get here, and I'm just taking it all in. And then once this game week and everything, once it's taking it as well as taking it as another game week, and just we're getting ready to get out there on Sunday and be able to put my best foot forward, man. Haven't been crazy. Luckily for me, I heard a different story, a lot of stories from other people how this can get crazy. I guess probably COVID probably settled that down for a lot of people, a lot of us. So, but definitely been a smooth transition for me.
Next, we will go with Trajan Watkins from Black Sports Online.
Hey, Lavonte, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing today, man?
Great, man. Can't complain.
Good, good. I wanted to ask about your running mate, Devin White, and um, you've been sort of, I guess you could say, the lone star in that linebacking crew throughout your years in Tampa Bay, but the organization got Devin White to place alongside you. What has it been like working alongside a young talent like Devin White, and what has he done specifically to make a name for himself with so little experience under his belt in the league?
It was awesome to see, man. To go from year one to year two, we all know, he didn't have the type of year he wanted to have his rookie year. And for me to be able to pick him up and let him know, continue to motivate him and continue to have his back. And because when we out there on the field, we got each other. I got to trust him. He got to trust me. And then transition to this year, I just seen it. I seen him look in his eyes, how motivated he was, how badly he wanted to get back on the field, be his normal self. And this year proving that, he's been a guy who just flying around, using instincts, playing everything within the defense and making plays and just playing smart football. And, that's just something that I always, I definitely wanted out of him. I always tell him, you make my job easier, and I'll make your job easier. So when we out there together, just go ahead and just be you, man. Just fly around. I cover you, you cover me, no matter what it is. We just gonna go out there, play smart, play fast, play physical the way we been brought up to play, and play everything within the scheme of defense. And when the plays come, we just gotta be able to make your plays. And that's what he's been doing. And it's definitely great having him out there with me. It's fun to see him out there having fun, like a kid on the playground, man. That's all we always preach. And we just try to be playmakers. And he made plays, I made plays, whatever it may be. We celebrating each other. And one thing we gonna do, one thing we gonna know is we always have each other back.
Yeah, and just to follow up for the game, or about the game, excuse me, this Sunday, you guys' past matchup with Kansas City, there were some problems defensively, obviously. And can you explain maybe what specifically you guys have to do better on Sunday against the Chiefs offense to give you guys a shot to take home a title for the season?
Yeah, we just gotta be disciplined, man. We just gotta be disciplined. Passing and rushing work together. We know they got weapons all across the field, so we just gotta be able to limit all those explosive plays. That's one thing that we definitely harped on as defense, the eliminate explosive plays, and they was able to get some on us. So we take that away, and just try to play full 4 quarters of focused, disciplined football, and everything should work out in our favor. But we just gotta wait till Sunday get here, man. And I'm sure everybody's anxious. I'm anxious, team's anxious, and we just ready to go out there and have fun and prove that we belong.
Appreciate the time. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
No problem.
Next, we'll go with Anton Balduson from Nent TV3 Sports.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. I just wanted to know how difficult and what kind of challenges is there when you go up against an offense like this that is so unique in all the motions and shifts that they do? They hit you with so many different weapons, and a quarterback like Mahomes. Isn't there almost too much stuff to keep track of during the game?
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that you got to focus on. A lot of things. It's a game within the game, man. You got to be disciplined. You got to be able to communicate with you guys out on the field. So that's what it all comes down to. There's an offense who have a lot of playmakers all across the field, and once they got the ball in their hands, they're very dangerous. So it's gonna be on us to just be out there and just go out there and just be disciplined and communicate, over communicate, especially just make sure everybody in the right spot, being where they're supposed to be, and everything turned out fine. But at the same time, you just gotta. They got playmakers. So once they make their plays, whatever, we just gotta be able to move on from it and move on to the next play. And at the end of the game, look up at the scoreboard and see where it go from there. But I feel like if we just stay focused the whole 4 quarters and just be disciplined in our jobs and our responsibility, everything take care of itself.
And how difficult is it when a guy like Mahomes, he starts there's almost a play after the play that was drawn up, and he started improvising out there. How do you compete with that kind of challenge?
That's definitely the most difficult thing. When the play breaks down and the quarterback makes something happen, So everybody just gotta be disciplined, man. When you're on the man and then somebody's in your zone or you got man coverage, you just gotta be able to stay with your man throughout the down. And that's basically the main thing. Just you got an arm obviously to throw it deep, you can throw it short, you can throw it medium. So, just gotta be on your guy, throughout the whole down and understand that the play is never over until you hit a ref blow the whistle.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go with Allison Maldonado.
Hello.
Yep, I can hear you.
Hi, Lavonte. Congratulations on your win. My question is, who inspired you as a young athlete?
Who inspired me as a young athlete?
Mhm.
When I was growing up, a lot of my cousins played football. A lot of my family members played football, and I was the only one that was kind of still waiting to play. And then, after seeing them playing, I think it was something that I wanted to do too. Me obviously, being young, I started playing football when I was 5. So just seeing my cousins play, I just wanted to play and be like them and play. And then as time kept going, going and going, I just had a lot of support from family members throughout, every level of football, whether it was little league, high school, college, and to now. A lot of people just was, stayed on me and make sure I was doing the right thing. Because they knew, I was very passionate about football. It was something I really wanted to do. So they just stayed on me, make sure I was doing the right thing and keeping a bad influence away from me. So I probably, tip my hat off to my, probably my whole family from whereas, brothers, sisters, mom, dad, cousins. A lot of people just kind of steered me from the wrong direction and put me in the path to get where I'm at now.
Well, thank you so much for answering that question. And I hope you guys have a great game this upcoming weekend. We are rooting for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We are going to go back to Chris from the Lincoln Journal-Star.
Hey, Lavonte, wanted to ask you just about the Nebraska connections on the team with you, of course, and Ndamukong Suh and Khalil Davis. Is that something you guys have kind of talked about or bonded over or anything like that, or something that you even, pay attention to?
Yeah, I mean, obviously me and Sue, being the older guys and me missing Sue for a year, not being able to play with him, was a year apart. So, we talk about that, we mess around with him like that. And, he told me before, like, if you would have played with me, you would have been the first round pick. And I said, if you would have played with me, you'd have been the number 1 overall pick. We just joke around and stuff like that. But, we talk about times with Nebraska, and then just Khalil being a young guy, we always joke on him, about certain things. And, he in the room with Sue, so Sue gave him a hard time a lot. But just because he's a rookie, but it's definitely a good feeling, to have guys who play at a historic program like Nebraska, be on the same team and be able to play in a Super Bowl, which is a historic moment right now, to be able to play in the Super Bowl where your hometown is hosting, where your home team is hosting.
How did maybe Nebraska just kind of shape the player you've become today, do you think?
I feel like, one second, I need water. Hey, bye. Yo. Should be good. But playing for I feel like playing for Bo Pelini, he kind of helped me a lot, playing that defensive scheme, playing that style, and kind of helped me transition to the league real fast as far as terminology and stuff like that. So I was able to catch on real fast when I got here.
Okay, next we'll go. Oh, go ahead.
1 second.
Yep.
All good.
Great, thanks. And then we will go back to Sam McEwen.
Hey, Lavonte. Not everybody wants to be a leader at the NFL level, right? So, like, you have to desire that. You want to have to be a captain, sort of the quarterback of the defense. What makes a good leader at the NFL level? And when did you start to learn, okay, this is what it means to be a leader of, men who do this for a living and are high performers?
I feel like I always say, man, like going back in the Bible, the way Jesus led, he served first, he served his people. And understanding that and just understanding that and just trying to, put it over to, my position, being a linebacker. People always tend to, feel like linebackers should be leaders of defense or be leaders of the football team, whatever it may be. And that's the main thing I try to do, man. I just try to serve and try to be there for guys, who's up under me. And I feel like, at the beginning, it was real rough, being a younger guy coming in, trying to be a leader, guys looking up to you, being a captain for 7 years or whatever. And then, being a young guy, guys coming to you, asking you questions, you don't have all the answers, but, just looking at the people, before me, looking at the Rondé Barbers, looking at the Gerald McCoys and looking at the Vincent Jacksons and guys like that, just understanding how they did things and just try to use it, to how I do things as well. So my main thing is I try to do is just serve the guys and just be a helping hand. I'm not a yelling guy. I'm not gonna yell at you. I'm not gonna curse at you or whatever. I'm just just basically gonna put you to the side and just talk to you like a man. I think guys respect that and take that well. And I did it for a lot of guys throughout the times that I had been here in this program. I played with a lot of guys, so I feel like I definitely kind of impacted the people who I needed to impact, who reached out to me. So I just feel like the main thing it is, just have to serve the people around me in order to be a great leader.
My other question was about Travis Kelce. It's possible that you may have to cover him a little bit in the game. You guys don't have to give up your defensive strategy, but where is he among the tight ends that you've had to work against? And I know Gronk is not the same player he was 5 years ago just because he's older, but how does he help to give linebackers pointers on how to cover, really good tight ends since he's a Hall of Famer?
I mean, definitely, man. Going against a guy like Grunt, OJ, Cam Brake throughout, training camp and throughout practice, man, it's been a battle. It's been a battle, and definitely give you a sense of confidence, being able to, just compete with those guys, and then understanding you got to go against guys similar to those guys on a weekly basis. I went up against Darren Waller. I went up against Robert Tonyan. I went up against, Jared Cook, Hayden Hurst, guys like that. I've been up against Greg Olsen. So it's definitely a challenge. I played against some great tight ends throughout my career of football. But, going against a guy like Kelce, the down's never over. Like I said, man, he's a guy who's in tight end's body who moves like a wide receiver. So he's definitely one of those guys who you definitely got to account for. Him and George Kittle are definitely guys, and Darren Waller definitely guys who basically at the top, of their craft and at the tight end position. But like I said, man, just going against guys like Grunt, Cam, and OJ, throughout time and time throughout practices and stuff like that, definitely, give you a chance to understand what, opposing tight ends try to do against you.
Thank you.
Next, we will go with Therese Taylor from Yahoo Sports.
Mute. Hey, Lavonte, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm great, man. Hey, look, I'm glad somebody just asked that question because it leads into mine. You've actually always been a really good pass defending linebacker in an era where it's actually never been more important. I kind of want to tap into your expertise in that. Have tight ends gotten tougher to cover over the last decade? Like, are there just more athletic guys than ever? And if so, how do you counter that, man? Like, what do you do if he's running routes like that?
Yeah, definitely. Tight ends got a lot more difficult. Back then they were just more like straight line guys or maybe pass outlets. But now, tight ends these days is actually a part of the offense. You know, they got whole route trees. So it's definitely, you know, difficult and definitely somebody who you got to account for. And for me, it's just understanding your opponent and understanding the offensive scheme that they're in. The main thing is easy, just that extra film study, understanding what route concepts they're trying to do, and understanding what they're trying to break you down at. So, you know, it definitely goes down to, you know, just film study and then understanding your position on the football field as far as guarding a guy who may be bigger or guarding a guy who may have a lot more wiggle. So you just got to understand who you're playing against, and once you study your opponent, you get that down, and you just got to go out there and just try to execute that at the best of your ability, and that's what I try to do. But like I said, man, it's great tight ends these days, man. Guys who, you know, 6'5", 6'6", 250, moving like wide receivers. So it's definitely something that you definitely got to hone in and try working on your craft to go against.
One last thing, I noticed that you guys, I know you mentioned that you've been watching a lot of tape getting ready for this game. Did you watch the Chiefs divisional round game against Cleveland? And did you see the route that he broke off against Denzel? And what was your reaction when you saw it, man?
Definitely one of the first thing we saw in film study. Just, you know, what he did to a DB, to an all-pro DB, man. Just how he broke him down, you know, got him up off him, and then broke and got in the end zone. I believe down was 2nd and 19, 2nd and long too as well. So it just goes to show what that type of guy can do with the football in his hands, man. Like I said, man, he's a big body guy who moves like a wide receiver. So, you know, being able to probably just try to disrupt him as much as you can, man. So try to minimize as much as you can. But like I said, it's going to be a tough task for whoever.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go with Mark from the Tampa Bay Times.
There we go. Sorry about that, Lavonte. You just talking about tight ends. What you see Gronk all the time? You know his personality. What does Travis Kelce bring, and a little bit of the same skills, different skills and personality?
Probably different skill set, different person. You know, Gronk. You know, just being around Gronk. Obviously, being around Gronk, how energetic Gronk is, how happy Gronk is, how he always smiling, always moving around, man. It's definitely, you know, something to see in him just being a huge guy, bigger body who can move the way he moved. It's definitely you know, a tough task to guard against. And then, you know, Travis Kelce, he's more of a savvy, you know, swag type guy who, you know, like I said, moves like a wide receiver. And he's definitely a key part, probably one of the main keys of their offense, man. And, you know, they definitely got different styles or whatever, but both of them, they definitely are dangerous in their own right.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go with Ben from the New York Times.
Hey, Lavonte, I was wondering, beyond the speed that the Chiefs obviously have, what is it about their offense that allows them to get so many yards after they catch the ball?
Just giving guys, finding holes in coverages and breaking tackles. You know, they're not just speed guys, man. When they got the ball in their hands, they can break tackles as well and go the distance. So you definitely got to be having 11, mostly have as many guys you can around them once they have the ball, touch the ball. So Mahomes does a good job of getting guys the ball in space for them to be able to break tackles and make some magic in the open field. And,
how much of that do you think is reflected or kind of comes after his ability to kind of improvise and extend plays and maybe getting some defenders out of position when he does that?
Most definitely, a lot of it. You know, like I said, man, once the play breaks down, he found a way to make the play happen again. And you feel like the play is over, but then guys will run away from you and get a chance to get the ball in the open field. And that's where a lot of times, you know, they make their hay. So, like, it goes back to us, man. We just got to be disciplined on our part and be able to play through the down to the whistle blows.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go with Danny from The Ringer.
How you doing, Lavonte? On that note with Patrick Mahomes, that was I like that quote a lot, finds a way to make the play happen again. On that note, when he moves defenders off with his eyes, with zone coverage, and you're supposed to stay in your zone, but then you see a play like last week where he moves Tremaine Edmonds, he goes left, right, back, left again. How are you supposed to stay in your zone if he's going across the field like that with his eyes?
It's difficult, man. It's difficult. very, very difficult. So the main thing is, man, once the play break down, I feel like once you look around, you find somebody in your zone, whoever's in your zone, you go and match that guy. That's the only way I could feel like you could be able to take to try to stop it. Once the play break down, you look around and see who's in your zone. You match up with that guy so you get a body on him. But I have seen times, by watching film, man, he's drifting one way and he's looking the other way to get the guy to keep moving and throw the ball right behind him. So that's one of the main things that makes him very, very dangerous. So, like I said, just go back to us just being disciplined, man. Once you try to take away things like that as much as possible, and then hopefully it all works in our favor.
Is any other quarterback you've seen as good at it as Mahomes is?
I've seen guys I've been a part of. I've seen guys like Aaron Rodgers does it. Matthew Stafford does it. A lot of different guys. I've seen Drew Brees do it. So it's something that's been going around the league for a long time, but he does it at a high level. I don't know how he does it at a high level, and it's definitely does. Like I said, once the play break down, he finds a way to make it happen again, and they make big plays off of it. So it's definitely going to be a disciplined part.
Thank you.
Thank you. We will take 5 more questions from those who currently have their hands raised in the chat, starting with Mark from the Minneapolis Star Tribune.
Yeah, Lavonte, I was just curious. Last week when Tom threw those 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter, the defense went out and just immediately 2 dominating 3 and outs. What were the keys to that, and what are your feelings like when you're heading out after that second one, having to do it again?
It's just something that us defensively, Coach Bowles, and a lot of the staff always harp on us. Even if it's a takeaway, we out there on the field, we got to be able to get a chance to get our offensive football back. And that's our mindset every time we get on the field. I mean, it's fun. It's fun being out there. I mean, we don't like to sit on the bench all the time. We love to see our offense going out there making plays and just rooting them on. But if something bad happens, we just gotta be out there to go out there and get the football back. This is basically, covering football, man. When they make a mistake, we gotta have their back. They make a mistake. We gotta have their back. If we make a mistake, they have our back. So that's just our mindset. And then the type of, the interceptions we threw out there, when we were out there, they're just like, man, just like a punt. It's just like a punt. So we out there, we got a chance to get them the ball back, get them in good field position again. And that we was able to do, man. Guys just anxious to get back out there once everything happened and get our offensive football back. Once it's a mentality thing, man. And that's something that's instilled in us.
Ben from the New York Times. We will actually go back to Jason Fleming from the Florida Sun.
Mr. David, how are you, sir?
Doing great. How are you?
Great. I'm happy to see you in the Super Bowl at home.
Yeah,
Mr. David, you got to play with Devin White last year, the rookie, and he's grown as a linebacker. People would say that you are the most underrated linebacker in the NFL. What has your experience taught you about this moment that you're about to have on Sunday?
Just keep on, man. Stay in the course. Whether you're underrated or not, no matter what's going on, whether it's your success or a team success, man, just stay the course. Everything will turn around eventually. This year, it's been that moment. Having a lot of televised games and obviously, going through the playoffs and being in this position, a lot of people could see, why I feel like I should be rated one of the best linebackers in this game. We wanted people to play the best linebackers in the game. And being able to go out there on this type of stage, Super Bowl, be out there put it on display, definitely gonna be people who, may turn their heads or whatever and see the type of football player that I am, or the type of football player they've been missing for the past 9 years or whatever. So I really don't try to get all caught up in it. I just go out there and play the game the best way I play. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, that's just for people to decide. But I know in my mind, I know personally, one of the greatest.
Okay, and the last question. Jason, go ahead.
My apologies. My follow-up is between the linebackers, you, Devin, Shaq, and of course, Jason Pierre-Paul. Are you guys going to have a plan in place to slow down Travis Kelce?
I mean, we just gonna do it the best we can throughout the scheme of the defense. You know, whatever it's called. You know, everybody probably gonna have a piece of them, and somebody may be matched on them. So it's definitely gonna be something that we gotta do within the scheme of the defense and try to minimize his playmaking ability as much as we can.
Okay, and the last question will go to Chris from the Lincoln Journal-Star.
Hey, Lavonte, this is why you play, right? To get to the Super Bowl, to have this opportunity, you know, and you've kind of talked about this already, but when you come into the league and you think about the chance to get here, and now that it's here, has that moment kind of hit you yet, or is that something that maybe hits you after the game's over, when the game gets here?
It'll probably hit me after the game. I think it'll hit me after the game. I mean, you know, around by the stadium almost every day and seeing the Super Bowl stuff is up. It's getting exciting. It gets exciting, but at the same time, you know, we got a whole football game left to play. We got one more to play, and after that, we're gonna see how it go. But it's definitely, you know, me. I'm taking like it's another week doing what I gotta do to prepare myself to play the best game of my life, and hopefully help my football team get the victory and go down in history. And I just try to preach to the guys, man. You know, just a lot of teams who get to this point, you know, that same team don't really be together, you know, from you know, for the next years or whatever it may be. But right now we got a chance to be able to, you know, make history, make a stamp. And you know, every year, you know, I know certain teams celebrate, you know, their Super Bowl winning team, and we'll get a chance to come back and see each other then. But right now, man, we just gotta, you know, focus and have the attitude to go out there and put our best foot, play our best foot course we ever played. And that's just my mentality right now, man. I'm not too, you know, big eyed or whatever. I'm just going out there, you know, put my best foot forward and try to be able to help my team bring the Lombardi home.
Thank you, Lavonte. That concludes your press availability session.
No problem. Thank you. Stay blessed.